thought it was a pretty darn good game, considering I think both starting quarterbacks was certainly out. We showed up and we played well. Staub did a great job, I feel like, at getting the ball to where it needed to go and get it out of his hands. And I think we were only sacked a couple times, which is a blessing for us, you got to understand. Unfortunately, we didn't get the catch from Travis. I thought that was good, as well as a punt return back from Dylan. Two huge plays. You can't win games and be inconsistent in those areas. A couple big penalties. I know we got a third down, I believe, penalty roughing the passer. I forget what down it was. Maybe that early on. Got offsides as well. Another down. Got the long one called back that Jimmy caught on the sideline as well. Legal, I think, man, downfield. Where were we penalized? Penalty 7:59, which is not good. They ate up the clock. It was our thought process that we can control the clock and keep them off the field. They kept the ball for almost 40 minutes, which is astounding. Well coached, executed well. They ran the ball down our throats. They won. They did a great job. On to the next. Thank God we got out of there. Maybe one injury, I believe, from our center. Other than that, I think we got out of there pretty uninjured. But it's time to start projecting and start thinking about tomorrow already. Let's go.
With that being in mind, what is Shedeur's injury? Will he have to have a procedure?
Shedeur's hurt.
Will he have to have a procedure?
I don't know about a procedure. Shedeur's been hurting for a while, and just prolonging that, I think you guys you understand what time it is. And ironically, that was my first time playing without my son, Shedeur. I played with that shallow a few times because he went on to South Carolina, but that was my first time that I was available and he wasn't. He played when I was in the hospital for, I think, a month in Jackson, but that was my first time playing without him, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Not picturing him and understanding him after we take our walk and now it's time to get down. That wasn't easy at all. Staub did a wonderful job.
As you look ahead to that, Ryan Staub, does the way he played today give you confidence that he could be a number 2 quarterback next year?
I don't think it's Staub's dream to be a number 2 quarterback.
Right.
I don't think it's a man's dream to be number 2 at nothing, unless that's the jersey number. So I'm not going to forecast that on Mr. Staub. I think after his performance today, he wants to play somewhere, whether it's here or somewhere else. He wants to play. He proved that he could play. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him.
Defensively, it's hard to prepare for a 5th-string quarterback. How much do you know?
You don't prepare for the string of the quarterback. You prepare for the team.
How much do you feel like your coaching staff knew about what Utah was going to do before this game?
Anybody with a darn football mind know they're going to try to run the darn ball. What else they going to try to do? What else are they going to try to do? Just throw it around 40 times? That's not who they are. They're a physical, tough, hard-nosed team that runs right at you, and that's what they did. That's why I adore their coach. It ain't hard to figure him out. You know he's coming right at you.
Coach, many times after these tough losses this season, we've talked about how you had some quit in your team.
Yeah.
As you go to the offseason, is that one of the key positives that you kind of take from this season?
Yeah, you try to grasp onto anything positive that you can. And the way they fought, and you look at certain positions, you go segment by segment and see what you have in the kennel. And trust me, we're in the process of, this is Coach Ray, this is his time, this is his moment, this is where he excels. This is where the scout department, Corey, this is where they start doing their thing. We already know what's going to come probably in the next few days to a week and a half. We already know what's going to transpire. You guys you're going to be pleased with what's coming. I promise you that. But everything you see that we have a lack thereof, a deficit, we're going to feel that need.
What percentage of those additions this offseason do you expect to come from the transfer portal?
A plethora. We want to win now, right? Yeah.
We spoke.
I don't mind putting the high school kids in the microwave and letting them warm up a little bit. I don't mind that. But you got to understand what you really get out of that. Like how many, I think Dylan, 14, I'm sorry, I call numbers all the time. Y'all know that.
Jaden, Vermont.
Yeah. But you're looking to do some things right now, like, well, what we need for Shedeur is we know where to find it. It ain't hard to find.
We spoke to Ryan Shane Cooks previously, and they praised that you laid a great foundation for CU football. When you look back
Thank
on
you.
this season,
Thank you.
what does this foundation look like to you and the path towards the future?
Well, it's a little shaky in certain areas, but we're certainly headed in the right direction. We're certainly trending forward. We got our butts kicked twice this year out of 12 games. I mean, kicked twice. That there was no win in those 2 games. Every other game, other than that, we had a shot. And I think that's progress. He was in last year, right? That's progress, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From 11 to 4 and 8.
Two-part question. You made a big change in offense.
My man, I'm sorry. My man, what's up, boss? How you doing, sir? I'm sorry, there's royalty in the house, man. You doing okay?
Thank you, Ryan. Great season.
Hey, man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for what you contributed and what you displayed and the truth that you told and the fabrication that some of you told as well. I appreciate it all.
You mentioned next.
Yes,
There
sir.
will be a lot of next, but what's
Yeah.
your next? Your next? What's your priority?
Make sure my sons are good. I know Shiloh's banged up. Shedeur's banged up as well. Even the cameraman, Bucky's banged up right now. My daughter's banged up. She's coming off an injury. Did we win or we lost today? We lost. It's okay. We still got the best darn basketball coach in the game, women's basketball, men's as well. But she enjoyed herself. She was calling me every morning at like 5 a.m. I said, "Oh, you know your dad is up. That's a blessing in it. You know your father's up." But it's focus on my kids a little bit. I think they want to go on vacation, so I gotta oblige them a little bit. But we're getting ready to start cooking. We're getting ready to start to go pick up that grocery and make sure we do it right. You know what we need. Everybody know what we need. And you know darn well what we need. So we're gonna get it.
Two-part question.
Yes,
How
sir.
do
You know I'm old now. You know that.
That's what I was talking
Okay.
about. The first part, how do you think Pat Shermer did in the elevation of back half?
First of all, this wasn't easy because of the protections and all that stuff. Pat and I communicate really well. Pat and Sean communicated really well. Pat and Shedeur communicates really well. So I think he did a great job. I really did. I mean, we don't want to give them like their students A, B's, or C's or whatever. And you know what we got to do to get better. So you don't want to start grading your coaches. You know what time it is. Well, I don't think we're the only team in the country who made a change, who changed some things around when they felt like they needed to. And we did as such. So it is what it is.
The second part would be, how many changes do you expect to the staff in general this summer,
A few.
including offensive coordinator,
Excuse me.
including OC?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Yeah.
Coach,
How you gonna ask me? How Pat do? Then you want to shoot him? Oh Lord, what kind of ball drunk is that? Pat, know you asking those questions? Yeah, make sure Pat knows he asking those kind of questions. No, I'm joking. Great question.
Coach, in regard to this game, as far as running the ball, Deion had a really good first quarter.
Mhm.
Then he didn't touch the ball after that. Why'd you guys go away from running the ball with him?
I don't know if you're going away from just running the ball with him. I think you run the ball, period. I think every one of our backs are capable. I don't know if we just said, okay, you're out of the game, Xavier, you're not going to touch it anymore. We don't make those type of decisions. We make decisions based on momentum and based on what we're capable of doing.
Coach, you mentioned these close games. You said right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Game operation stuff gets magnified.
Yes,
There
sir.
were those 2 timeouts early in the third. Was that a miscommunication? Was that
Um,
probably going to use that in fourth?
You're huddling Okay, and at times I was like, God, come on. Let's make a projection. Let's get out of the huddle in 20 seconds. So when you're doing it all emotions and all that, then you got time to do what you got to do. And it was a substitution kind of situation that went on there, and I got to protect us. I can't let us. We can't lose 5 yards, so we're gonna have to take a timeout right there. I understand what you're saying, but at the prominent time, we got to do what we got to do at that time.
Coach Ryan Stubb had the fumble on the first possession and then kind of obviously bounced back after.
Right.
What does it say about a young quarterback that after a turnover is able to kind of find himself again?
Well, he refocused and he recalibrated himself. I'm proud of him. I really am proud of this young man. You have no idea the leaps and bounds that he's made because I've been there every day at practice. So it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Proud of him.
Coach, what did you see from Shedeur this week in helping get Ryan up to speed for this game?
I think Shedeur was trying to help himself get out of bed this week. I don't know how much he contributed to helping Ryan. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he was just trying to take care of his body and get himself together. And we had a bug going around the whole team, including coaches, that I called Weaver before the game and I told him, I can't believe you're not here. What is wrong with you? But he's a pro, man. And I really wanted him to end right. And, I wanted Shedeur. I think he had a couple records he could have eclipsed. But Weaver, could have got his 1,000 for certain. So, but he's a heck of a young man. And I can't wait to see his next journey.
Coach said several times about the foundation that he feels like has been built. Can you describe in your mind what foundation has been built this season?
Understanding what we're capable of and what it takes to get to that level of consistency, of practice habits, of study habits, of holding one another accountable, me not having to do all the yelling, the coaches taking a part in that as well. We established some things that are foundational that when these new young men come in here, they're established, it's in stone, and they just got to proceed with caution, so to speak. Because the guys that are here, they understand this is how it is, this is how it's going to be, and we're going to make sure the standard is the standard. Yeah.
Coach, you said during the week that your staff hadn't started conversations with players that have the option to come back or not. I don't. The option to come back or not. Or if they're just where they're standing.
Are you putting words in my mouth? Or did I say that? Did I say kids have the option to come back? I don't think.
Exhausted eligibility or not.
Oh.
Yeah, like if they want to use their eligibility.
Oh, say that. That's much more clear.
Sorry.
Because when you say it like that, it comes out different nationally, right?
Sorry.
There you go.
But how quickly will those conversations start with players? Is that something you guys want to do as coaches?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something that some of the players already started. And some of them, I met with a few players this past week that that you heard murmurings and did I say that right? That still didn't sound right. Bickerings or whatever. We hope that they plan on staying, and some guys that they want to go. God bless them. We want the best for them. We want the best for all these young men.
Coach, over the next few weeks, it's obviously huge before signing day and support all that. Will you personally be doing in-home visits with recruits?
I don't know. If it's beneficial, I may. If it's not, I won't.
Coach,
What you think? You think it's beneficial?
Coach, this is your first season at the FBS level. What are some things that you feel you've learned about yourself personally in the season?
FBS and FCS levels are levels, man. I think everybody that we brought from FCS did a pretty darn good job in FBS, right? So I don't think it's a different level of players that we brought in. What I learned for myself is forget the levels. I mean, you could do that in youth football. I learned a tremendous amount of patience. I mean, it would seem as though I'm impatient with some of the things that we did, but I learned a tremendous amount of patience, and I learned really what we need in the character of the young men that we need. I learned so many things about what we need and do not deviate from that. And we're going to stick to that.
One more go to
I'm good. I ain't got nowhere to go. That's my man.
So it's really been a really long season.
It could, yeah. It seems as though.
But could you contrast how you felt at the first part of the season, how you're feeling now?
Well, I could see Phil, I could see around the corner tremendously. I don't just see what's right ahead. So at the beginning of the season, I kind of saw around the corner. I think I kind of forewarned you guys at the Oregon game. So you better get us now because I know what we have in house. I know what we don't have. I know what we're liking tremendously, and that was a prelude to some things that kind of fell apart as well. That they really dominated our weaknesses. But I love everything that transpired. I could not grow if I didn't go through what we've gone through. I could not prosper if I didn't glean from what transpired this season. I could not be who I am if I didn't have these tasks at hand. I'm truly thankful. This is not the first challenge I've had in my life, but I know how I finish. I know how this is going to end. I promise you, I know how this is going to end.
Any other questions?
Coach, you mentioned Coach Mo and how important the next couple months are going to be for him and the strength staff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what during his time here have you seen that gives you so much confidence in his abilities to get?
I'm not going to just single out one coach. We're not going to do that.
No, just the strength coach in general, the strength coaching staff in general. What gives you so much confidence that they can do what you need them to do over the offseason?
Well, everybody's going to be evaluated. How about that? Every coach is going to be evaluated. Not just let's slow down a little bit and let's get evaluations for not just players, not coaches as well, including me.
Do you feel like you have the resources at Colorado to succeed at the level you expected?
We're getting there. We definitely need giving. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate to say this, but some kids cost. It's unfortunate to say this, and if you, I have not charted this yet, but I've asked for the numbers. But if you start thinking about the top several teams in the country, let's see what was spent on assembling the teams. You know, we can sit and talk about great coaching and great this and great that all we want, but it's going to be a credit card swipe some kind of way with all these guys going to these playoffs, right? Right. And I understand that. And you got to have a quarterback. If you look, commonality, players, quarterback, run game, they can stop the run. That's pretty much what all these pretty darn good teams share.
When you compare the situation when you entered Colorado football and coming to now, even after a loss, how do you describe or how do you feel about the mentality of those kids in the locker room right now?
Tell me, what do you mean by mentality?
How do they approach ending the season, even though it's a loss?
Well, they wanted to win, but they've won. If you were here a year ago, or if you saw kind of what we came into in the spring, they won. They won. Maybe not on the scoreboard week in and week out, but they won. And we got to build off the things that they've been tremendously successful with. We had a chance to win that game. I like that. I really like that, especially without our quarterback. I like that, especially without some things that I know we're going to get commitments from in probably about 10 days. I like that. I like what we are. I really do.
With this being the last Pac-12 game in CU football history,
Mm-hmm.
how was your experience in year one of the Pac-12, and what message would you have for the Big 12 next year?
I don't give messages, but Pac-12 was tremendous. I think the thing that people underestimated about the Pac-12 is if you have a good quarterback, you got a chance. And I don't know too many Pac-12 teams that don't feature a darn good quarterback. And oftentimes a team that can run the football. So the people that made a tremendous jump, they got stability at quarterback, and they were able to run the darn football. So this is a tremendous conference that I hate to see abandoned or gone, or whatever word is proper for what's transpiring. And I can't wait to get to where we're going, because that commissioner is a phenomenal human being, phenomenal friend, and I know what he's going to bring to the table, and I know what we're going to bring to the table. And I'm happy that Rick George made it happen. Tremendously happy.
Coach, a two-part question about Travis.
About Travis?
About Travis. He was phenomenal, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a resource do you think he was for Ryan today, helping style.
Travis is a resource for anybody, man. Travis is Travis. I don't even think Travis practiced this whole week. He was sick the whole week, but that's what you get.
And then the second part is, with this season now over, how much do you think he developed and kind of learned from this experience of
He's learned
being a
that.
two-way player?
Well, Travis always been a
I
two-way
know, but like
player.
going through his first college football season, full college football season like that.
I'll be darn Jackson State last year, huh?
Yeah, he was injured for half of it. So kind of
Yeah, but he played.
right. But he was a bigger part of the offense than he was at Jackson State.
No, I was there. I was there.
Well, numbers wise, he was certainly a better.
Well, he played more, but when it was time for those big games, he was there and he contributed quite a bit. Travis is Travis. You don't have to blow his whistle, man. He is who he is. I wish we could have got that touchdown to go into the end zone.
You just spoke about running the ball. How big of an emphasis is that moving into next year?
That's number 1A and 1B. Running the football, stopping the run. That's vital. 1A and 1B. And I don't know which one is which.
Coach, maybe a bit of an offbeat question, but you guys use 3 different kickers pretty consistently this season. Do you foresee any
You mean
stability
a
coming?
kickoff guy, a field goal guy, and a punt guy?
Pretty much that, yes.
Yeah.
Do you see any stability for that position to maybe get one guy who can do all things?
I don't think they make those guys anymore, do they?
Maybe
They
not.
don't. I don't think they make it. I think we got the best punter in the country. Mata is Mata. We got to get more consistency in the kickoff. That's one thing we got to do. We got to make sure we take care of that. The long snapper's done a phenomenal job as well. The kicking game, or the kickers, not the kicking game, but the kickers has been, tremendously consistent this year. Tremendously consistent.
Coach, the huge emphasis.
How you doing, sir?
Good, sir. How are you? A huge focus during this season, as the season's gone on, has been the offensive line.
Mhm.
How do you view that they've progressed as this season, and how much of a focus in the off season do you think it'll?
That's a setup, isn't it? You trying to set me up, right? You just a setup question, ain't it? You trying to set me up.
Oh, I'm just wondering how you view they've progressed through the season, because I've seen them improve. Only 2 sacks today.
Yeah, that was good. That was great. We're happy. We're happy with the way they played today.
Anything else for Coach?
How do you think Shedeur played this year? I mean, I don't think
Shoot.
he goes under the radar a little bit.
I don't think he does. Not for opposing teams. Shiloh played his butt off this year, man. Shiloh's been consistent. He's not the other brother. He's Shiloh. He's a force to be reckoned with. I don't know where he finished in tackles. I know that's what he told me all week. Dad, I got to make tackles this game. I want to lead the Pac-12 in tackles or something he was talking about. But he's dominant, man, in what he does. And he comes to play hard, and he brings his lunch pail every week. I'm proud of him. I know he's banged up like crazy, and I'm really, really proud of my son. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for asking for my man.
Anything else?
We're
for
good.
Coach? All right,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your patience.
Thank you. All of you.